What would cause a mother to hate her own child with vicious intensity? Let me tell you what came up in a recent Higher Self Hypnosis session because it answered that exact question for my client, and it was nothing she ever expected. My client grew up with a mother in this life who was brutally cruel. When she was 8 years old, she put on a pair of shorts and her mother called her a hoe. She didn't even know what a hoe was. And she carried this deep sadness with her whole life that she could never shake. In her session, I asked her higher self to show us the root. She saw herself in a cold, dim stone room, almost like a castle. A rustic wooden table, bare feet, 2 braids, a long checkered dress, and this heavy sadness sitting in her chest. Across from her was her husband, crouched over, face in his hands, heartbroken. She felt responsible, and guilt settled on her like a heavy cloud. She ended up leaving him for another man in that other lifetime. He died with heartbreak, anger, and sadness that was never resolved. Here's the part that shocked her. Her higher self told her that her mother in this lifetime is the same soul as that husband she left in that past life. Suddenly, her mother's cruelty made sense. It wasn't random. It wasn't because she wasn't lovable. It was a karmic echo. Unfinished emotional business carried across lifetimes. The sadness she'd carried her whole life, her higher self said it wasn't even hers. It was her mother's sadness. The sadness that husband died with. And because she felt such guilt from that past life, she agreed to carry that sadness to ease the burden for her mother's soul. So we released the guilt in that past life. We released the sadness in this one, and Creator filled her with joy and the ability to feel pleasure in the small things again, like the sun, the air, the birds singing. For the first time in her life, she felt free. If you've ever wondered why certain relationships hurt so much, why you carry emotions that don't feel like your own, or there are things in your life that just don't make sense, your higher self knows exactly where the pattern started. And when you see the root, everything changes.